Did you know that certain phrases women say are actually psychological red flags? Sometimes the words a woman uses reveal much deeper truths about her feelings and intentions. Truths that are easy to miss until it's too late. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 things a woman might say that you should never ignore because they signal a clear sign to walk away. These aren't just casual remarks. They are phrases that indicate emotional danger and personal boundaries being crossed. Inspired by the psychological wisdom of Carl Jung, this guide will help you recognize when it's time to protect your heart and dignity. If you're over 60, this video is especially relevant for you because understanding these signs can save you years of pain and regret. Stick with me as we uncover these critical phrases so you can make confident, respectful decisions about your relationships. Number 1, a warning of control. When a woman begins to express control over your choices or actions, it's not just about wanting things her way. It's a warning sign of an unhealthy power dynamic in the relationship. Control can appear in subtle ways, like insisting on deciding who you spend time with, what you wear, or how you spend your money. While it may sometimes seem like caring or concern, the underlying message is clear. Your independence is being threatened. Take the example of Harold, a 75-year-old retired engineer who found himself increasingly monitored and second-guessed by his partner. At first, it seemed harmless. She just wanted to know where he was or who he was talking to. But soon, she started criticizing his decisions and questioning his judgment in front of others. This controlling behavior left Harold feeling powerless and isolated, eroding his confidence in his ability to live independently. Psychologically, being subjected to control activates stress responses in the brain, similar to physical threats. Over time, this constant pressure damages your sense of autonomy and self-esteem, leading to feelings of helplessness or depression. In older adults, loss of control is particularly damaging because it can accelerate cognitive decline and increase vulnerability to mental health disorders. More than just emotional damage, control in relationships often limits your social connections and resources. It isolates you from friends and family, making it harder to seek support or advice. This isolation is dangerous because it reduces your ability to make decisions freely and live according to your values. Harold's turning point came when he realized that the controlling behaviors weren't about love or care. They were about dominance and manipulation. Recognizing this distinction is critical for protecting your emotional and mental health. If you find that your partner frequently tries to dictate your actions or belittles your choices, it's time to take a hard look at the relationship. Remember, healthy love respects boundaries and encourages growth. Control, on the other hand, stifles you and diminishes your worth. By understanding these warning signs, you empower yourself to make choices that honor your dignity and independence. Your life in your 70s and beyond should be about freedom, respect, and joy, not control and constraint. Number 2, a phrase of disrespect. When a woman begins to speak to you with disrespect, it's more than just a bad day or a fleeting mood. It's a signal that something deeper is off in the relationship. Disrespect can come in many forms. Whether it's sarcasm, dismissive comments, or outright belittling remarks, the effect is the same. It chips away at your self-worth and erodes the foundation of trust and affection. Why does this happen? Sometimes it's a way to exert control or mask unhappiness. But whatever the cause, the impact on your mental and emotional health is undeniable. Take the story of George, a 72-year-old retired teacher who started noticing subtle shifts in how his partner talked to him. What began as offhand jokes about his age slowly turned into outright insults during disagreements. George tried to brush it off, thinking it was just stress or his own sensitivity. But over time, the constant disrespect wore him down. Psychologically, being on the receiving end of such behavior creates a toxic environment where your confidence declines and feelings of anxiety increase. The brain starts associating moments with your partner with emotional pain, leading to withdrawal or resentment. This phrase of disrespect is often the first crack in the foundation of what once might have been a loving relationship. It's the moment when you start losing the safe space you need to be your true self. If you catch this early, you have the chance to protect yourself from years of emotional hardship. But if ignored, it will only deepen, making it harder to leave when the damage is done. Respect in a relationship acts as a shield against loneliness, depression, and despair. Without it, the connection deteriorates, leaving both parties trapped in bitterness. Don't wait until the disrespect becomes unbearable. Notice the tone, the words, and the intent behind what's said. Your emotional health depends on it. Remember George's story and don't be afraid to walk away when you hear those words that chip away at your soul. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the danger of constant criticism. Constant criticism can slowly chip away at your sense of self-worth and confidence. And when it comes from someone you care about, the damage is even deeper. When a woman frequently points out your faults, mocks your efforts, or dismisses your opinions, it signals a relationship where negativity outweighs support. This is more than just occasional disagreement. It's a persistent pattern that wears you down emotionally. Think about Joe, a 78-year-old retired teacher who started to notice that no matter what he did, his partner always found something to complain about. Whether it was the way he dressed, his hobbies, or his memory lapses, the criticisms were relentless. Over time, Joe stopped sharing his thoughts and withdrew from conversations, fearing judgment or ridicule. This kind of behavior creates a toxic environment that stifles growth and breeds resentment. Psychologically, living under constant criticism activates the brain's threat system, flooding it with stress hormones that impair cognitive function and emotional regulation. For seniors, this heightened stress can exacerbate age-related issues like memory decline, anxiety, and depression. Criticism doesn't just hurt feelings. It can physically change brain chemistry, making it harder to feel joy or motivation. Beyond the emotional toll, constant criticism affects how others see you. When a partner consistently puts you down, it can influence your social circle as friends and family may pick up on the negative dynamic and feel unsure about how to support you. This social distancing leaves you more isolated and vulnerable, a risky situation as we age. Joe's story illustrates the subtle power of criticism. It starts small but escalates until it undermines your very identity. Recognizing these patterns early is vital. Constructive feedback is a part of any healthy relationship, but when it turns into ongoing belittlement, it's a red flag. If you hear phrases like, "You're always messing things up," or "You can't do anything right," from someone close, it's not just harsh words. It's a sign of disrespect and control. You deserve a relationship where your strengths are celebrated, not eroded by negativity. Choosing to step away from such relationships is an act of self-respect. It allows you to protect your mental health and reclaim your confidence. Remember, growing older should mean gaining peace, not carrying the weight of constant criticism. Your golden years are precious. Guard them well against those who diminish your worth. Number 4, the cost of emotional withdrawal. When a woman says, "I don't care anymore," it signals a deeper withdrawal from emotional connection that can feel like a slow death to the relationship. Emotional withdrawal is more than just silence or distance. It's a sign that the bond you once shared is fraying, often beyond repair if not addressed. This kind of statement indicates that she has given up on engaging, empathizing, or investing in the partnership. Take the example of George, a 74-year-old retiree who once shared everything with his partner. Over time, he noticed her growing indifferent, no longer asking about his day or showing interest in his thoughts. When she finally said, "I don't care anymore," it crushed George's spirit. That phrase was not just words. It was a barrier that blocked intimacy and trust. Emotional withdrawal like this creates a void where loneliness can thrive even within a relationship. Psychologically, emotional detachment can trigger feelings of abandonment, lowering self-esteem and increasing anxiety. For older adults who may already be facing changes in social circles or health, this emotional loss can deepen feelings of isolation and despair. This detachment also affects communication patterns. Conversations become transactional or superficial, and the deeper conversations that build intimacy cease to exist. Without emotional exchange, misunderstandings grow and resentment builds quietly. The relationship shifts from a partnership into parallel lives living under the same roof. In social contexts, emotional withdrawal often leads others to notice a change in your demeanor. Friends and family may express concern or withdraw themselves, sensing the tension and disconnection. This further compounds the feeling of isolation, which is especially harmful during the senior years when social connections are vital for mental and emotional well-being. George's story shows how emotional withdrawal can sneak up slowly, making it harder to recognize until the damage feels irreversible. When a partner's words suggest apathy, it's important to listen carefully. It's not a simple phase. It's a sign that the relationship is struggling deeply. Choosing to walk away when faced with emotional withdrawal is a courageous decision to protect your mental health. No one should feel invisible or uncared for in a relationship, especially in the later stages of life. You deserve a connection filled with care, warmth, and mutual respect, not one where indifference replaces love. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the danger of blame and resentment. When a woman says, "It's all your fault," it's more than just a statement. It's a warning sign that blame and resentment have taken root deep in the relationship. This phrase carries a heavy weight because it suggests that the trust and understanding that should exist between partners have been overshadowed by anger and disappointment. For seniors who have spent years building a life together, hearing this can feel like a painful fracture in what was once a solid foundation. Consider the story of Harold, a 79-year-old man who thought he and his partner had a strong bond after decades of marriage. Yet, as challenges mounted, health issues, financial concerns, and emotional stress, he began hearing these words more frequently. "It's all your fault," she said, during arguments. And over time, it became clear that her resentment wasn't just about isolated incidents, but a broader feeling of dissatisfaction. For Harold, this blame eroded his confidence and left him questioning everything he had done. From a psychological perspective, blame in relationships acts as a barrier to healing and growth. It shifts the focus from solving problems together to defending oneself against accusations. This defensive stance creates distance, making meaningful dialogue nearly impossible, especially for older adults who may already be navigating physical or emotional vulnerabilities. This dynamic can be devastating. Resentment fueled by blame can also become toxic, spreading beyond the couple to affect family interactions and social circles. Friends and relatives might notice the tension and choose to step back, reducing the support network that is so crucial in later years. Social isolation that stems from this breakdown adds to feelings of loneliness and despair, impacting overall health and happiness. The risk here isn't just emotional, it can spill into physical health. Chronic stress from unresolved conflicts and persistent resentment can exacerbate issues like high blood pressure, sleep problems, and weakened immune response. For seniors, maintaining emotional balance is critical, and persistent blame threatens that balance profoundly. Harold's experience is a cautionary tale. While it's natural to face disagreements in any long-term relationship, a pattern of blame is a red flag that things have deteriorated to a point where staying may cause more harm than good. Walking away is not about giving up, but about preserving dignity and well-being when the relationship no longer nurtures your spirit. Recognizing when blame has replaced love and respect can be tough, but it's essential for protecting yourself. No one deserves to live under a cloud of constant accusation, especially when they have given years of love and commitment. Moving on from such toxicity is an act of self-care, opening the door to healthier connections and peace of mind. Final thoughts. As we come to the close of this important conversation, it's clear that the words a woman chooses to say carry deep meaning, sometimes revealing warning signs that should never be ignored. Whether it's disrespect, control, constant criticism, emotional withdrawal, or blame, these phrases signal underlying issues that can damage your heart, mind, and spirit. Recognizing these signals isn't about blame or judgment. It's about protecting your dignity, peace of mind, and emotional health, especially as you navigate relationships in your later years. You deserve a relationship filled with respect, kindness, and mutual support, one that uplifts you rather than diminishes your worth. Walking away from toxic dynamics is not a sign of failure, but a courageous step towards self-respect and healing. It allows you to reclaim your joy, confidence, and the freedom to live authentically. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.